Happy New Year, everybody. Today is January 3rd, 2026. So, today's topic is going to be the definition of Christian. Uh, why do I want to cover this? Because there are a lot of lost souls out there, lost within the word Christian. They think they are Christians, and they are merely practicing the selfish desires or uh, the arrogance, the uh, you know, self-corrected arrogance, and a lot of wrong ideas that people do, thinking they are Christians. Why? The reasons I know, but I can't describe them all. So I have to begin by defining the very first requirement. 10 Commandments. Okay, I'm not an expert in coding the Bible in a sense like the precise location, giving you the verses and this and that. Okay, but I know generally very well the main idea, the big picture of God's will described within the Bible, which a lot of the expert scholar like Sam Shamoon or Cliff Cattell, sorry, I can't pronounce his name, Cliff, and then David, the other gentleman named David, I forgot his last name. You know, these guys cover about the Muslim, Christian versus Muslim debate, and another one of the men respect and listen to Bishop Mamari and so on. They're all great. I respect them. I like them. But as I see something is missing. About the local priests or the pastors, don't even mention them. I know them very well. Wherever I lived in the United States of America, I reach out to them, and I meet others, from other countries too, online, and they don't know anything. What I find in a lot of priests, they are liars, they're stupid liars. Okay, the COVID tells everyone, like, oh, when they're about to die, the devil lies so great, like, oh, they scared, and they start doing all kinds of stupid, evil things in the name of fear, in the name of death. Anyway, I have to remind myself not to lose the topic. So the topic of discussions, the very definition of Christians, right? So I was saying that I'm not an expert quoting the Bible verses, identifying the Bible verses and chapters and so on. So don't ask me where. You can look it up. Like when the rich man, or I don't think it was a rich man. It was kind of like a scholar. Yeah, I think it's a rich man. Ask him, okay, what do I have to do to enter heaven? And you say, okay, obey your parents, obey the 10 Commandments. And he said, oh, I did all of that. He study. He's like a Jewish scholar. Is he like really rich, or he's kind of like reasonably rich? I don't know. And then the Lord Joshua told him, okay, sell all your uh, belongings and follow him. And he couldn't do that. And he's not the only one who couldn't do that. Nicodemus, the Pharisee, who Nicodemus, who realized or recognized who Lord really was, and he respected the Lord a lot. And he has the same problem. He couldn't do that. He couldn't just give up his positions, and giving up his position pretty much meaning just like that man who asked the Lord to sell all his possession and follow him. So, but don't forget that Nicodemus is the one who gave the tomb to the Lord, Joshua, and bury him and so on. He was opposed to all that, prosecution and trial and so on. So, say like follow me, and people say, oh, I'm going to follow Christ, but well, you have to realize the time there, the Lord is within the human world, in the human form. And not that he's not here anymore, but you can tangibly follow him. That's what he meant, like literally follow him. And the church or a lot of liars out there use that, and they try to lie to people. Yeah, you got to sell everything and to follow him. Him like who? The pastor or the priest. And they are insinuating like, okay, you sell everything that you have and give them to me, or do something, or donate it all to church, and the church is them anyway. So they think that is the act of following Christ. You see the deception right there. So you can't follow the Lord now in the sense like the apostles follow him, or Paul, the Saint Paul or the Apostle Paul. Those are different stories, because they all were chosen and God was literally telling them, so you're not Paul, okay, you're not Matthew, you're not Apostle John, you're not Peter, you're not Christ either. Definitely you're not Christ. And that's what people don't understand. People think they read all these things and they forgot, like they don't do the bare minimum what they're supposed to do. And they start thinking they're supposed to be God. They're supposed to be Apostle Paul. They're supposed to be raising the dead, and they're supposed to be healing the lepers, and oh my God, doing the healing and all those things, and then they don't even know the bare minimum what they're supposed to do. Like, so what is it that we're supposed to do? So the first thing that the Lord tells the man, what do I have to do? And he says, okay, obey 10 commandments. So let's talk about 10 commandments. That's the first response that God gave. And the Lord summarized that. The 10 commandments, like love your God with all your heart, all your soul. So I'm just gonna, abbreviate the love God and love your neighbor. And that's all there is. And this whole idea is founded on the very serious word love. And people don't understand. It's not what you think it is. Okay? You don't know what it is. Trust me. So let's see that. And I'll define it for you. It's not like me define it. Okay? God defined it for you. You just don't know it. People don't know it. And it's so obvious, written in the base of the Bible. Okay? Based on the whole big picture of the Bible. I'll show you what love is. It's not my word. Okay? I'm not making this up. So the first requirement of being Christian is that you have to know the 10 commandments. Okay, so I'll show you. Okay, so definition of Christian. That's what we're covering. Oh, by the way, please comment, communicate with me. I see your comments. Okay, if you write, especially if you ask me questions, I will respond to the questions. And if you think you know something I don't know, please don't hold back. Correct me if I'm wrong. Reach out. Right? We are all looking for the truth. Okay? I am a truth seeker, or I'm a truther, and I hope you are too. Okay? Wherever we see something wrong, fault, lie, we have to stomp it out. We have to correct ourselves. So again, let's go back to the topic. The main topic is definition of being Christians. Okay, and the very first, the most important rule, is definition of love, because the Lord Yahshua said, love God and love your neighbor. And people don't know what it is. So there it is. I wrote up for you. Love is respect and speak the truth. Right? In other words, don't insult, don't lie. Respect and speak the truth. Don't insult, don't lie. Okay, all these I've written here. I covered that later. So let's look at the visual 10 commandments. Okay? And see if I'm right or not. So this word love, people practice this thing with the evil intention or evil idea. I think the devil lies creep in, and and they think whatever it is, all these emotions that they have is wrong. Those emotions are based on we'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here it is, the 10 Commandments. I got the pages all prepared. Let's see. Okay, Jesus and 10 Commandments. I'm going to skip all this. Ten Commandments as loving words. So again, you see this word loving? I'm going to skip all that. Loving or not oppressive commands. They're trying to define all that. I don't know why I have this page here. Oh, there it is. There's the reason why I have it. Okay. Because this is extracted right from the Bible. Sorry, I have to organize my thoughts and try to make this presentation as clear as possible. So, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. So that's number 1 commandment. Yeah, right here. And this is the version that people know. People don't know this, the biblical version, because of the Bible don't summarize it like you have here. So there's number 1, I am the Lord your God, thou shalt not have strange gods before me. So if you think about that, where does it lie? Where does it lie in this definition I give you? respect and truth. Okay, there's only two words: respect and truth, and that pretty much violates the respect. In a way, that violates both. Okay, because suppose like you are you have your parents, and your parents care about you so much, and they love you, they're taking care of you. Without your parents, you cannot live. Especially, I'm saying like little kids, like little tiny kids, like dependent on the parents. So somehow they uh, think some strange looking woman or man or something is like all they want. You know, like some kind of movie star, or they they don't care about the parents. The truth is like they can't live without the parents. Especially these little kids. So when you don't care about your parents, then pretty much like you are on the downhill, the doom, like you are into like evil life ahead of you, especially for little kids. So that's pretty much the idea that your creator and the most important person, and you overlooking the person, your Lord God, and you are worshiping other things. That's like a form of the disrespect and lie too, because this is not true. Because it's like imagine a fish in the aquarium, and fish thinks like, I don't really need the water, I don't need the aquarium, it's gonna jump out. And where's the fish gonna be? Like, I can live in the air. No, you cannot. You need the water. Or you land on some dry table or in the dirt or whatever. You can't live there too. So that's a lie. That's a form of lie. So you can see the number one, okay, no dispute. It violates the law of respect. This is very disrespectful, and it's not true. Like, factually, you cannot live. You need God. So the truth is that you need God. All right. So number one. Now number two. And also, a lot of people are confused with that. You shall not have other gods before me. Like, so they will ask, okay, over here too, thou shalt not have strange gods before me. Before me. So people would think, okay, as long as I don't have other gods, like, that is more important than God, am I fine? Like, I don't have them before the Creator, Lord God, but maybe after the Lord God, maybe I can have them? No. The answer is no. Because the number two enforces that. Because over here, yeah, number two, is kind of confusing. Like the summary that people made it like that is so on this page is still covering the topic. So right here, you shall not make yourself an idol. Yeah, idolatry. Okay, idolatry is really bad, and in any form at all. So that clarifies, like, okay, I can have other gods, but as long as I don't have these other gods, I'm treating them as more important than the Creator, Lord God, I should be fine. But no, but it's clarifies everything here, whether in the form of anything that in heaven above, the earth beneath, or in the water. You can't have anything. So pretty much, like the most important idea or most important person in your life is God. Okay, that's it. And what do you do with God? You worship. Okay, you have to worship God, and God would tell you, okay, how to worship Him and so on. Those are beyond this topic. I can't address them all. Okay, again, this we are defining what love is. Okay, because it's very important. In order to be Christian, you have to love, and love is not what do you think, not what you think it is. Okay, you shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I am the Lord your God. I am a jealous God, punishing children for inequity of parents. Okay, so this kind of signifies uh, the problem that I see. So a lot of people, God give you the rule, obey your parents. This example I gave you, okay, you have your parents and then you make another person, not God, like a movie star or some good-looking girl or man or whatever, like a babysitter or something like, yeah, let's say a babysitter. And you think babysitter is more important than your parents, then no, you're violating that law of love. Same thing here. God give you the rule, obey your parents. But when that parents is messed up, because like this goes with the rule, like parents are supposed to be teaching the children about God. And when parents don't know God anymore, they don't know God, they don't care about God, and they can't even teach anymore. They don't know what it is. And then when they don't know God, they do all kinds of evil activities like drugs, fornicating, or they're gonna teach kids to be lazy and eat bad food and dress inappropriately. They in cold or they are revealing, sexually tempting and all kinds of evil things. Everything's wrong. So when that happens, like that this phenomenon occur, the punishing children for inequity of parents. So that's what we have. By the way, I will by the way into this because I can't dodge this. This is a very important topic. The summary of the Old Testament this is the one of the summary, one of the very important topic. Like parents not teaching about God to the children. That's why we have all the problems in the world. And that's what God was so upset about, the people. Some of the people, like Ammonite and Canaanite and all those people, like God killed and then gave the land to Israelites. Israelites themselves, like they, over and over, they punish the same sin, like not obeying God. The parents don't even know about God anymore. So when that happens, like God would wait. God won't kill anyone so quickly. Like they wait like beyond your lifetime. They wait God would wait 7 generations for the people to, correct themselves. So that's one of the problems. What's the other problem? Parents are not, I'm just repeating to myself, parents not, teaching about God to them. And another problem is people don't want to work together. They want to live secluded life. Whenever somebody gets rich or somebody do well, they forget about other people. I just want to be somewhere else, like where nobody see me, nobody hear me. I don't have to hear them all, and they want to go away. That's the example of like Tower of Babel, or the ultimate sin of even the angels, or God. Even angel and then the people. Like they don't want to be dependent on God. And the truth is that you always need God. Without God, it's like you are fish out of water or man out of the ground. Or imagine yourself living in some kind of gaseous environment, like it's no air, where the air content, like you have oxygen, nitrogen, and all the other things in the air, and suppose like you live in, I don't know, full of carbon dioxide or something. There's no air anymore. It's some form of other gases. You can't live in those. So people, like to think, and this is not. I'm not just talking about present time. It's still happening in the present time, but it's been happening since a long time. It happened in heaven too, and the devil, wants to devil revolt, and he tested God like, oh, I don't need him, or I want to be like God, this and that, and that's all the problem that we have, and people are doing it too. So, and that's also happening in the Old Testament. Okay, if you look at these stories, the evil the people commit is like, I don't want to be dependent on God. I want to go away. And nowadays, the modern day, the rich people, same thing. Whenever they're rich, they run with the money, and they don't want to associate with people or anything anymore. All the rich people, they want to go buy a house on a hill. And that's it. No, if you have to always be connected with people. That's what God wants. That's what it does. By the way, that is another definition of what it means to be Christian. Okay, that is like more detail or deeper. But I have to cover the very basic. Very basic. You have to really practice the law of love. You have to understand this word love is the rule, is the law. And then you can call yourself Christian. And it's not what it is. Okay? I already told you. Love is respect and truth. Alright, so let's continue. To the third of the fourth generation of those who reject me, 6, by showing steadfast love. To the 1,000th generation of those who love me and keep my commandments. Okay, so again, the word love appear. Okay, what is love? In this sense over here, it's like obedience. Right, like you obey God. Because, it says right here, like, keep my commandments. So that's what I meant. Like, I recognize it right away. But so obedience also love, of course. So in this sense, like this word obedience fall within the truth. Like you can't defy truth. When you defy truth, like a fish jumping out of the water, like you can't live. Okay, so we don't need to bring in the word obedience because it's just you obeying the truth. Now, right here, thou shalt not make wrongful use of the name of God, for the Lord will not acquit anyone who misuses his name. So, thou shalt not take the name of Lord God in vain. So what is that? Okay, let's talk about the modern time. The quickest way for somebody to insult you is by calling you a name. Okay, and we can see in the Bible, like the Lord Yahshua said, I will call each of you by your name. I know all your name. Right? In heaven, is written in the Bible that your names are all written, and God don't need to read your name. He knows it. That's why, like, God has like special intelligence or whatever. Like all the billions or trillions of people. Someday, we will have trillions of people. Who knows? Because don't forget all the people who die, all the souls there. Like the world population. Like we got billions, but not counting the ones that already passed away, right? But the bottom line, God knows everybody's names, and he calls people by the name, your name, your real name. Okay. So quickest way, you meet somebody, and like, how do you meet somebody, by the way? So the best thing, the best word that you can say to somebody when you meet them, like, hello, hi. That's it. So, like in Hebrew, like people meet each other, they say shalom. It's like hello. You know, nobody's gonna be mad at you. Nobody's gonna try to kill you or like fight you because you said hello. Okay, some evil stuck-up person, they won't even reply, or they're gonna ignore. They're gonna want to run away. That's like a form of demonic possession. Right, there's something wrong with this person, right? Or is he or she is expressing they don't even want to talk to you, then there's no point in talking. Okay, but so first thing you say a formal greeting, hello or hi, and second you should say is you introduce your name. That's the best thing that you can make. Like nobody's gonna try to kill you or fight you. You say, okay, my name is Christopher McGrath. If you are a proper person, you would introduce yourself with your full name. Okay? You're not going to try to hide your name. All the lost souls, evil people, will hide their name. They don't want somebody to know their name. Okay? And then, if it's the person that you're talking to, most of the, people, even if they are like dangerous people or criminal, or even if they kind of like mildly possessed with demons and this and that, bad people, at least like they won't kill you, or they may even like start talking back to you. Like they may say your name. If they don't say it, like the most appropriate question that you can ask somebody is, what is your name? If the person don't even want to tell them your name, that's it. You're done. You have no more business with this person. Anyone who won't identify themselves, who won't even say the name, they see a problem, like in telling you the name, like then that person is a lowlife, a lost soul. That's it. You have no more business with this person. So you see how important the name is, and that's how it should be. That's how you should. That's the rule. It's the common sense. It's the most logical thing. Nobody can dispute that. And looking into the commandments and religion, okay, Christianity is not religion, by the way. Christianity is truth. So we can find it right there. So I give you an example. The evil people, they have problem in telling you the name. Not only they have problem in telling you the name, they don't want to know your name. You tell them explicitly what your name is, they won't use it. They're gonna give you a name, some form of insult. Okay, like the shorty, like, how should I put, a chink, some kind of the racial, derogatory word, or nigger, or whatever. They're gonna call you a name, or bastard, or what else? Like, like I don't want to use these really foul words. You know how people are, or the idiot, or that, this and that. If somebody is like really idiot, that's another thing. But you just meet this person and you call this person an idiot right away. Then, like, you just name call it. That's a form of insult. People like to insult. Some of the idiots I met, they they meet me and they like me. They really like me. So they like to express how they like me by insulting a little bit. You know, like for example, you know, I say it, and I don't talk like this. Okay, I'm just coding how people talk. So there's a guy I bought a laundry machine, and he realized I'm very thorough. And whenever I buy something important like a laundry machine or car and this and that, the guy he likes me. He's like, "You're a smart motherfucker." See, that's how people talk, especially around in the southern part of the United States. When a riffraff guy likes you, he start calling you motherfucker. And that's his way of expressing he likes you. Is it true? No, I'm not gonna accept that. And usually I warn right away, hey, watch your mouth, all right? And a lot of people think they're tough guy. Yeah, when they talk in an insolent way, they think they're tough. They're expressing they're tough guy. Okay, I know the very definition of tough guy, and trust me, you're not tough. Okay, I'm a martial art teacher, and I fought like many wars and battles, and I've been in life and death situations, and you see me talking, I'm still alive. Okay, and I live with no fear. So all these people, I can't stand it. So the point is, you see, people like to insult, and the best way to insult somebody is calling a name, and people like to do that to God too. Okay, the low life, and they develop this habit, and God knows it. God knows long ago, how the activities of evil. So you can never do that to God. And God commanded it right there. It's embedded within the 10 Commandments. Okay? And you shouldn't do that to your neighbor too. Your neighbor means everybody that you meet. So again, what is this law? Excuse me. Having kind of a hiccup. Thou shalt not take the name of God, thy God, in vain. Right there. So that means don't insult. And also don't lie. Okay? Sometimes people use the name to lie. Like, okay, I swear to God, this is true, this and that, and so on. And they're not even sure whether it's true or not. If you're not sure, don't use God's name in it. And worse, it's not true, and then you use God's name and say it's true. You are lying by using God's name, like the most important truth in the world. Okay, the major truth. God is truth. God is love. God is life. So again, we can see. So far you agree, right? Love is truth and respect. Respect and truth. That's all there is. That is God's law. And people don't understand. People mean, I'm not saying just you like a regular Christians. I'm so disappointed in the priest or bishop or even the pope don't understand this. Okay? People don't understand this most obvious thing. That's why I'm doing this video. So this is a violation of truth and respect. You lie in the name of God, or you insult God's name, or you insult somebody, that's bad. Okay, so be respectful and don't lie. Number 2, remember to keep holy God's day. Remember to keep holy the Lord's day. So let's read that. You shall not make wrongful use of name. Okay, we already covered that one. Right here. So remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and you do all work. 7 day Sabbath of your God, you shall not work, and so on. So let me read it clearly. You shall not do any work, you, your son, or your daughter, your male or female slave, your livestock, or the alien resident in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, but rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and consecrated it. And that's kind of, there's a controversy of what's happening, especially in the Judaism, is all these, the leaders, rabbi, Pharisees, and Sadducees, and these religious leaders, they take it to extreme, and okay, you can't harvest, you can't even pick a fruit from the tree and eat it. Or how do they keep the hospital open? Like, people get sick all the time. So the Lord Joshua corrected them, saying like when you saving somebody, it shouldn't be a problem. Like, it's common sense. Now we have a nation of Israel, right? Like, Sabbath day, okay, when your enemies come to kill you, right? These Arabs or Muslims, or the Muslims, especially Muslims, want them dead. So I wonder how they operate this nation. You have to be on duty, and enemies don't know or don't care. Like, on Sabbath, your Sabbath day or whatever. What about the hospital? How do they keep the hospital running? So, the common sense. So now that I explain all these problems that somebody can run into, so what is the essence? The essence is the respect. You just remember God. Okay? Remembering is you making in your mind the person, the Lord, the Creator is important. Like, keeping Him in your mind. So this rule simply is enforcing the respect. Again, that's all there is. Okay? If you take it too far into extreme, right, and not really understanding the essence or practicing the essence of respecting God, and you can't even eat anything, you can't pick a fruit from the tree, you cannot harvest, that's working, even turn on the light in your house is doing labor. Some people do that. It's just, then now you are doing stupidity. Now you are practicing stupidity and evil, and it's not truth anymore. In hospital, the hospital needs to be running all the time. People get sick anytime. Or what about women giving childbirth, right? They don't pick the day. Somebody can be born during the Sabbath day, and so on. And when your enemies come to kill you, like you're a soldier, you gotta be in active duty all the time, and so on. So the essence, again, that you can see, this is just respecting your Creator. The Creator explicitly asking you, remember me. Remembering is respecting me. So, in the modern day, the wrong sense of this romanticism and all the couples and the romantic love, right? Oh, you love this girl, you love this boy. If you are a woman, right? If you're a girl, you love a boy. I'm not saying man, you should not be loving a boy. But when you say you love somebody, that you always say, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. What are you saying? Like, you're remembering this person, right? Yeah, when you're missing, you're thinking about this person. Like, so you are respecting this person. This person is important. When you think somebody is important, like pretty much you respect. So this falls within the rule of respect, right? Nothing, no violation yet, and nothing edits. Okay, the law of love still covers. And honor the father, mother. I don't even need to explain this one because I already explained that about the problem in the Old Testament. The parents not teaching the kids. Like God commanded that. The kids are supposed to be teaching. Sorry, our parents are supposed to be teaching the kids. And when that rule, when that idea, the foundation of goodness broken, like creation works in the order. When the order is broken, just like that's what happened again in heaven, with the Lucifer, right? He actually was able to deceive other angels by doing the same scenario right here. There's the same problem that he created already in heaven. Like people don't understand this. These are the commandments to the people, to the humans, right? So how did the Lucifer, the devil, deceive other angels? By trying to disrupt the order of creation. He said to the angel, like God is hiding something. Maybe we don't really need God. Like maybe like our true potential, okay, we can reach our true potential somehow by like rebelling God. Like we can see this kind of order. So the creation has order, right? Like it's undeniable. In case you don't realize that, and you can see that in the human world. Being a human, again, I repeat, you need God. Without God, like you're a fish out of water. But just look around you. Like, what are you good at? Like, you're good at making computers, or you are a carpenter, or you are, engineer. Like, even in engineering, like, okay, you are what? Mechanical engineer, civil engineer, electrical engineer. You can't be everything. Like, you're good at something, you can't be good at everything, right? So the things that you need to live, right? Like, you may be able to. Most people live in the houses, and they don't know how to build a house. Somebody built it for them. And even like when something goes wrong in the house, like they don't know how to fix it. Somebody comes and fix it for them. And they drive in cars, and they don't know how to fix the car. They don't know how to make the car. They don't make cars. So you see in creation, the order. So everybody all working together to do all these little tasks and keep the creation going. So I'm giving you the very obvious, activities. And the same thing, like, we don't know why there's winter. Hey, why can't there be springtime all the time? Like, why do we have all these, like, wind and cold and hot days and then the rivers flowing, wind blowing, and the leaves, they fall, and then the new ones come, and so on. The fire is hot and the ice is cold, and what else? So I'm just giving you an example of order. If you get deeper, like in chemistry, like okay, like chemical reactions happen, and the law of physics, like there's gravity and there's gravitational force, or there's a nuclear force, okay, and the atomic energy in the food, Uh, so as you can, and then the bacteria, do the work. So so there's the order of creation, and even angels don't understand that. And us, and we may think like, oh, wait a minute, the creation is not perfect. Well, creation perfectly is all done. Like there's nothing needed anymore. That's not true. Creation is dynamic, by the way. Creation is dynamic. Creation is moving towards perfection. It is not perfect yet. And everybody or everything had their role. And angels knew that. Angels, like, we don't know how heaven really works, but we can imagine like what we see in this world, the human world, right? And we can't just have one thing, and nothing, no entity or no human knows everything, right? Not even angel. Only God knows everything. God's the one who can do it all. So order of creation, and that's the one of the tactics that Lucifer used to tempt the angels, and he did that to the angels, and he did that to Eve as well, and he's doing that to us, and a lot of us, the humans, we don't understand that, and we tempting to think like, oh, why do we need this? Why do we need that? And that's the reason. So I give you an example why this is important. Honor thy father and mother, because that's the order of creation right there. And you're gonna be learning about God from your parents. Your parents are your teacher. They're supposed to be. But nowadays, not nowadays. Even like before, this order had been corrupted or turned evil over and over. It happened in heaven. It happened in mankind many times, and the many times God's correcting us. And He waited, like when the extreme cases, like they have to die. 7 generations, God would wait. So that, again, that order of creation, right? So how does it fall into these 2 words I gave you? Respect and truth. We are observing truth, pretty much. Just like fire needs to be hot all the time. When you make a flame, right, it's supposed to be hot. Like you can't create ice out of fire, right? And that's fact, and that's truth. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Thou shalt not kill. So the word kill is a big problem. That's not correct, because it should be thou shalt not murder. People don't understand there's a difference in murder and kill. If you don't see the difference, only when you see the word murder, then you will understand the falls in the truth and respect. Because murdering somebody is a form of lying. Okay, so let's see. Oh, right here, thou shalt not murder. So, what does it mean, kill? Kill, like, like you kill something, you kill a pig to eat, or you can kill an ant, right? So, are you murdering an ant? Are you murdering a pig? So, but God Himself, say, oh, you can kill a goat, or you can sacrifice the lambs in the old time, and in the new time, like God told, like Peter, like kill these pig and eat them. What else? So, you have to really understand the word murder and kill. Murdering is you are deceiving somebody, okay, especially another person. Okay, and you kill in secret, or you plot it, you plan something, and like this person don't know, right? And surprise, boom, and you're dead. So that's why, like, like when you trial somebody and you're telling, or in the Bible, say you're stoning somebody to death, like it's public execution. Like everybody talks and everybody agree, and then okay, you do. So that's killing, but that's not murdering. Okay, so you have to really understand the murdering is a form of like uh, killing by lying. Okay, deception, killing by lying. So you can see it violates the word like thou shalt not lie. Don't lie. Okay. Now thou shalt not commit adultery. Okay, let's see. Yeah, thou shalt not commit adultery. So is it a form of disrespect or is it a form of lie? So again, you can see this easily. This is a form of lie. Because when you get married, right, what do people do when they get married? Okay, in the old days, like the marriage is supposed to be like you making promise to God. You're making promise to God that this person is gonna be my soulmate, or like a person, my other half, because like God commanded man and woman, they're supposed to unite, and they are one. They become one flesh, and then they make babies, or they have sex, whatever. But people ask the question like, okay, can I have like can they have like multiple wives and this and that? And God commanded them, or God answered them very clearly, no. Like, but in the Old Testament, like that, because there are problems, like God allowed the divorce and this and that. Okay, but when you do the divorce, you do it publicly, and then why there's a divorce, there's a problem. Like somebody cheating on somebody, especially the woman. Like only the woman can cheat on the husband. Like husband having sex with a man or whatever, that's not a form of cheating. So this adultery, pretty much is focused on the woman. But the point is, this is a form of lie. Like when you get married, you promise to God, like, yeah, this is my partner. This is the person that I would have sex with and sleep with, and that's it. There's nobody else. If there's gonna be other people, then why do you even like bother? But yeah, you're allowed to be a whore, okay, if you're a woman, right? You don't have to get married. Like, okay, like yeah, you can be a whore. There are whores even in the old time, right? Some people do it for money. Some women do it for money, right? But some of them, they don't even need money, and that's what we have nowadays. Like there are many whores, right? And they are beautiful, by the way. Like when you think whore, like you think like some kind of like an old woman, ugly, and like nobody wants to have sex with. No, we're talking about like a young, beautiful girl too. The point is, you don't need to make any promises to God. Like you can be a whore, but if you want to be a wife, then you better. So when you are a wife, like you go make promise to God. That's why you have a wedding, right, in front of God. That's why all these weddings are performed mainly in like the in the temple or the building people call church, the church building. But by the way, the building is no church. Like we're gonna be doing the definition of the word church soon. But again, this session I'm covering the word love, definition of love, and 10 Commandments. We're covering that. So, when you make a wedding, like you're promising God. So it says right here, like, thou shalt not take name of Lord God in vain. And when you commit adultery, like you're breaking the promise, like you are taking that in vain. And when you make a wedding, you are also promising to other people. All the weddings are public. Okay, most of the weddings that we know, you invite your friends, your parents, and all the people show up, right? So what are you doing, like in front of everybody? Like you are promising, or you telling them that, yeah, this is my husband, or this is my wife. You don't need to do that, right? But if you do it, then you better keep your promise. That's why, now I hope you're clear now. That's why we have this commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. I mean, like, don't lie to God and don't lie to other people. Okay, you can be a whore, or you can be a guy, a man without wife, and you can just go on and like have sex with whores and whatever, however you end up, right? You can choose that life, but if you do choose to have a spouse, husband or wife, then you better keep your promise, right? So it's a form of lie if you break that, and also it's a form of disrespect. You're disrespecting your friends and your parents and everybody that you invited to your wedding, right? And that's why, like, when you, a lot of people think like wedding is some display of vanity. They make the wedding as grand as possible. Oh my God, like all the people they invite, and then like when they do the divorce, it's a shame. Like they do it quietly, and now it's all gone. So like anyway, I don't want to get into all that, but so we clear with that, right? Well, if you disagree so far, tell me, like, Chris, love is not just respect and truth. You're missing something. Anything else you think I'm missing? Like love needs to be kind. Love needs to be this and that. Love needs to have sacrifice. Tell me. I'll show you. Like you can raise, you can argue, and we'll discuss. And so far, okay, there's no requirement for kindness. There's no requirement for sacrifice. Okay, you just speak the truth and be respectful, and then you are compliant with the law of love. Thou shalt not steal. So, is stealing a form of truth? No. Stealing is just like murder. Like you do in secrecy, you deceive somebody. Okay? Robbing somebody is like, like you use your force. Is a form of disrespect. But you can see, like, it doesn't say anywhere like thou shalt not rob somebody, because like if you live in the true Christian community, like you're not gonna survive. Okay, other people are gonna kill you. You're gonna be put on trial, and you're gonna have to run. Okay. But stealing, like nobody sees you, you do that in secret. So it's a form of deception. And what is it? It's a form of lie. That's all there is. Okay? So it's no big deal. It still fall within the two words that I've been covering so far. Stealing is a form of lying, that's all. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. So it's so obvious, right? That don't lie. So what does it mean? Like, okay, let's go back to the more explicit biblical version too. So thou shalt not steal. There's nothing fancy. Thou shalt not bear false witness against your neighbor. I thought there'll be a more written form like this, but Yeah, I covered it a little bit already when I talked about stealing. You know, like, okay, if you're robbing, well, there's a difference between robbing and stealing. Like, you're robbing, like, other people can see you, other people know where you are, and then if you truly live in the Christian community, nobody's gonna put up with that. You can't live there anymore. Okay, but anything that you did wrong, uh, you know, like you end up in a court, right? Even if you don't have like a formal courtroom like nowadays we have, you know, with a judge and this and that. By the way, the courtrooms to be public. You know, like nowadays, like we got these private trial. Like no trial should be private. Okay. And then, whenever you have a trial, there are witnesses, and the witnesses they have to swear with God, like they're gonna speak the truth. And then nowadays that we got like you put your hand on the Bible, right? We have the same scenario. That whenever you have a public talk like that, you're pretty much God is there. God is there, and then you know. And what does it mean? Like bear false witness. Like you are lying. You are publicly lying, and you know, bear false witness just being like more serious form of lie. Like you're not lying to just one person. Like you lying to everybody there. A multitude of people, right? So it doesn't cover anything new. You know, it simply fall in the category of right here. Speak the truth. Okay? Speak the truth. That's all there is. And thou shalt not covet your neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife, or male or female slave, or thing that belongs to neighbor. So, yeah, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Over here it says only the wife. Over here it says neighbor's wife, male or female, slave, ox, donkey, anything belongs to the neighbor. So like you wanting things that belong to other people. So when you are wanting something secretively, you're not being honest. Like in this situation, like you can see that your neighbor don't really know it. If your neighbor knows it, right, like you probably gonna say, you're gonna go back like, hey, I like your car, can I have it? Right? So you kind of go and confess, and your neighbor, you know, if you think deeper, like, okay, like you like to have my car, like I teach you how to get it, like a kind of work that you do and this and that, you know, that's another story. But you covet, like this word covet, it's not just you wanting it and you're not really doing anything about it. Like you are doing something about it. Okay, it's like planning to steal. That's what it means. Okay, so it kind of goes to this commandment: "Thou shalt not steal." Thou shalt not covet. Mean like you wanting it in secret, and then you are plotting, just like murder and stealing, whatever it is that you're wanting, right? And you're gonna try to obtain that by act of deception. Okay, that's why. So now you're clear, right? And where does it lie? It lies in the form of like lying. Okay, and it's a form of disrespect too. You know, like that's why we have over here, like it reduces it down to like, okay, wife, because like when somebody is somebody's wife, when a woman is somebody's wife, that means they had a wedding. Wedding means, you know, like they make the promise in front of God and everybody, like this is mine, right? This man is my husband, this woman is my wife. So like you probably know it too. That's why you know this is your neighbor's wife. And you are trying to go against all that. Okay, you're not respecting that. See, whatever it is they did in front of God and everybody, I don't care. I just want this man or woman. So you see, it's a form of disrespect and lie. There's nothing special. It doesn't violate, so far, doesn't add anything beyond the word don't lie and don't disrespect. Okay. Now, thou shalt not call the neighbors good. So yeah, that covers this whole thing. Like, it's not just wife. Everything else, like goods. So you see, there it is. I'm done. I explained that. So the word love simply is speak the truth and be respectful. Okay? Respect and speak the truth. Now, let's talk about what's happening. Okay? And people who use the word love, love, love all the time nowadays, if you are using the word and you violate any form of these two rules, then you're not practicing love. You're not Christian. So let's talk about family relationship. Okay, family relationship. Mothers lie to the kids. Okay, like mother would die for the kid. Like some of the mothers, like, oh, they love the kid so much. I do anything, I'll die for my son. But something I would lie. Like for example, I knew a mother, and she got some kind of problems. Okay, the health problems. And I don't want to talk all the details about what her health problem is. And it's not even true. You know, the health problem that she has is due to her laziness, her evil ways of life. Okay, she got this problem, and she was labeled by this problem. Okay, and because she's stupid, why is she stupid? Because she's evil, she's lazy, and she doesn't understand. So all the liars in the world, like these doctors and this and that, pretty much doctors label her as having this problem, this health problem. And then now she has baby. She got many babies. She got, I believe, like, from what I learned, she has at least 4 kids or something. And then this is a whore I'm talking about. I call her a whore because all these kids that she has, they have different fathers, and she doesn't have a husband anyway. She got these lovers, these men that she has sex with. They come and go, and she's still changing. You know, all these babies. And then so one of the babies was born. And the label with this health problem that she has, and the baby became victim right from the birth, you know, and all these liars, the doctors and this and that they're treating this woman with all the drugs and this and that. But this woman tell that kid from the beginning, you know, like since the young age, like she got no problem, that she kept it from others, and then she kept it from other children too. She didn't tell this kid, and she didn't tell other kids. Only when the kid is old enough, now she told the kids, but so they got this secret going in the family, okay? So that's a lie. So you see, this woman practiced lie, and people do that, you know, in the name of love, they would lie. Like, I give you another simple example. Like, somebody, let's say, I don't know, little dog or something that somebody hold dear, like a thing, like say telephone, okay, like cell phone, and you drop it and you broke it, okay, and if you tell this person, like suppose that's a parent, like, or you know that your your kid is gonna be so mad at you, so you made up a story like saying, like somebody stole your phone, it's gone, but because I love you so much, I'll just buy a new one for you, but you kept the truth. And the truth is, like, you clumsy and you stupid, you broke it. Like, you shouldn't even be touching the phone, but you hit it all. Okay, but because you love, like, you kind of replace it for her, you know, or you pay for it, or whatever. But that's not love. Like, whenever there's lie involved, okay, there is no love. The point is, like, people who are capable of lying, these are called little white lies. Okay, there is no such thing as little white lies. People who are capable of telling little lies, trust me, they're liars. If you lie, little lie or big lie, doesn't matter. There is no such thing as little liar and big liar. There's only a liar. The fact, the truth of the matter is, if somebody is capable of saying little lies, that little liar is lying all the time with little lies. And the big problem in this world is all these little lies floating around everywhere. Everybody is lying to somebody about little things. All these little lies are ending up to a big lie. Remember, the devil's power, he's the master of liars, master of lies. He's the greatest liar in the world. The trouble with the big liars, the powerful liars, are that they don't lie all the time. Okay, they will speak the truth, undeniable truth, speak to you about facts, and this and that, and make it like seem reasonable, and then they stick in like few little lies here and there. So it's like, if there are like 10 truth the liar would tell you, he would tell you the 9 truth and 1 lie. That's how the liars, the powerful liars, operate. So the point is that the liars, okay, you can't love them because they're not trustworthy. Love is in a form, the trust. Love is another word for love is also trust. You can't trust someone, you can't love someone. And you love somebody and you tell lies to this person, you're not Christian. Okay, even if your parents, or if you're a kid, you lie to your parents. Like a girl, for example, and a lot of girls do that, you know, like in the parents' eyes, they're like innocent, stupid little girls, like they don't know anything, they don't know better. But when the parents are away, they invite somebody, a man, to come and have sex with them. Or they lie to the mother and they go out and they have sex with this man. And they've been doing that for a long, long time. Only one day the mother finds out. Or they do that to, you know, like the boyfriends, and like the future husband don't know, or whatever, you know, and they have this audacious plan. Like they're gonna explore all the sexual activities, and then when they get bored of it, you know, in most cases, you know, what end up happening is that they don't. One day they find true love. Right? Again, they use the word love. You see, and it's not love. It's a form of deception that's going on, and they're gonna stop all that. They don't stop. Only time these liars stop in the situation I gave you. It's like when they're about to die. Okay, the body is ruined, and all these pretty girls going around having sex, and they will keep on doing that, and then they stop when they got health problems, like they cannot have sex anymore, or when they are old and ugly, nobody wants to have sex with them anymore. That's when they stop. So you see, like they don't really stop. But anyway, now you get the idea. Like if you love someone and you tell little lies or big lie, it doesn't matter. Like love do not go together with lying. Whenever there's lying, there is no more love. You can't love a liar. You cannot love a liar. If a liar says they love you, and that's not love either. That's just a deception. Okay, what else? Now, now that we understand what love is, and respect, let's talk about words like faith, religion, these words right here. Faith, religion, believe, I put in the parentheses, in God, trust, rely, accept Christ, heart. Again, we try to cover the definition of what it means Christians. So nowadays people use the word, that's my faith. That's my faith. Okay, you have to have faith. Okay, because people don't understand. They are trying to confuse others by using the word. I think it comes from like Peter, the Apostle Peter, asking the Lord, like, why can I do it? Like, if you have faith, like, you can move the mountains. Like when, like, the Lord was walking on water, or like when the Lord made the tree, what's the tree? Oh my God, I forgot the name of the tree. Was it date tree or some kind of fruit? I forgot the name of the fruit. Whatever it is, he made the tree wither, and so people in the Bible we see the word faith, but if you think deeper, you don't need to be a genius to figure out. Like, God's words are powerful. God cannot lie. One thing God never would do is lie. So when somebody lies, you lose the word of power. Okay, that's why it's very important to really be careful with your word and don't say little lie. Every time you use little lie, you use the power of the devil. When you use the power of the devil, like, you become closer and closer to him, and you befriending the devil. Okay, like the lies have the power to expel God. The truth has the power to draw yourself closer to God, and God never lies. So God's words are very powerful. Like, whatever God speaks, it becomes the reality. Like, it's the command. God can command everything. That's how God created things anyway. So that's what it means, like, when God said faith, that you cannot lie. But even if you not lie, like all the lies that you said before, how do you fix them? Well, you confess them, okay, and you don't do it anymore. You change. And that's what the word repent. Yeah, I should write the word repent here, because these are the words that people need to understand and cover. I want to cover them more. Okay. So what I'm covering again, the faith. People use the word faith and religion interchangeably. Like, if somebody will question somebody, okay, like, do you believe in God? Like, oh, why do you kill that goat? Or why do you invade this country? And the person would answer, or say that's my faith. Like, I don't discuss my faith. You see the usage right there. What's going on is this person using the word faith as a religion. That's my religion. I don't discuss about my religion. And you say, oh, so your God teach you this and that. Right? So why do you lie? Oh, that's my faith. And when the person reply, sometimes they reply in the sense that that is my relationship between me and God. That's none of your business. And they use the word faith. So so you see, liars, people who like to deceive other people, they use these words interchangeably: faith, religion, belief. Okay, and nowadays, like, the word believe is misused so well that when people say, I believe in God, do you believe in God? Like, what else? Like, yeah, pretty much, I believe in God. Right? People say, what they mean to say is like they believe God exists. They don't say it like I said it, like I believe God exists. They say I believe in God. Okay, and when you say like you believe God exists, you are expressing your doubt, and you don't really know God. Okay, you merely have to like believe in it because like everything that you need to know, that this goes back to the commandment right there. Like, okay, honor the parents, and the parents supposed to, the order of creation. My parents supposed to be teaching the kids about God, and then even if your parents cannot teach you so well, like in my case, for example, okay, I learned about God on my own. Okay, I got a little head start. Okay, given from my grandmother, making me go to parish, and like she made me get my what do you call first communion, making me talk to the nuns, Roman Catholic nuns, and this and that. Like my mother would send me some books to read, and then my grandmother bought me books to pray. And you think about these things, so you got little like sources, head start from this and that, and then you learn about it. Like, your parents may not be able to teach you everything, but when you're old enough, like, you got to take your responsibility. So let's see. So that's what happened. Hold on, let me pause. Okay, I paused the video, but I'm back. So people lie or make confusion out of the word like faith, religion, and belief. And people say, I believe in God. They are merely saying, I believe God exists. Now, you have to know God. Okay, you can't believe God exists because like the evidence is everywhere. When you say, I believe God exists, that's kind of a blasphemy. If you read the Bible, like, there are many phrases, even the king themselves, or the prophets, and many people, they confess like, oh, surely as God lives, I do this, I do that, I speak the truth, surely as God lives. So like they are speaking, like holding the existence of God as a reference to truth. Okay, so that's how serious it is. Like if you say I believe God exists, that's like a form of I don't know, like a shameful ignorance, and like you don't do your homework. Like if you don't what, don't believe in anything, know it. You have to study it. You have to make your effort. So that's the order of creation again. Like, parents supposed to be teaching the kids about God, and the kids supposed to go on and learn more. And when they have the kids, like, they have to teach the kids. So when God say believe in me. Okay, because you can see in the Bible that many times that God say believe in me or trust me, and then when He says have faith, like this word faith, like have faith in me, believe me. God is saying His words that He said that He's gonna do or what's gonna happen, it will happen. Trust Him. Okay. So He said, believe in me, like believe that I exist. No, no, that's not what God meant. A lot of idiots out there think that's what it is. I believe in God. Or when God say, believe me, like, oh, I exist. No, God is not discussing about His existence. He is telling you to believe in His words and then rely. Rely means like a lot of people, back to the old sins of the angel and old sins of people. And it's not just old sin, I'm talking about the present time too. People like to be independent. So it's also in the Lord's Prayer, right? Give us this day our daily bread. I mean, whatever you need, God will provide. You have to trust God. You have to rely on God. If you don't rely on God, there is nothing else to rely on. Okay, so that's what God said. Have faith in me or believe me. And He said you have to live with God. Anything that you need, you have to rely on God. And then accept Christ. So you see, a lot of fake Christians out there, right? They use the word faith like, I have to have faith in God. And I met so many of them. When I question them, a few of them I can question. Many of them, they won't even get to the point. Like, they just want to say something quickly and run away. They don't want to hold a conversation. They can't, because they are liars and they don't know anything much. They're so shallow, and they have to just lie. Basically, that's a form of lie. They making quick impression, quick little lie, and they want to run away. Right? A few that stay and discuss, like I asked them, okay, I say, oh, you have to have faith, and that's the most important thing. Okay, what is faith? When I start questioning them, it all boils down to what they're saying is like, they are saying, I believe God exists. That's all they're saying. They don't know anything much. They don't make the effort to read the Bible. They don't talk about God. They don't discuss about God with other people, the so-called other Christians that they have, even the pastor. Okay, if it happens to be Roman Catholic, okay, the priests themselves, they don't talk about these things. Priests are stupid and liars, weak. The pastors, the Protestants, they're worse. Okay? All the problems that we have in the church. Okay? Church, I mean Roman Catholic Church. Okay? That's the church. Anything else, that's not church. It's Protestants. And the Protestants, all these congregations and little group here, people sticking together, they're not Christian. They're not church. But so what they do, they don't even discuss about these things. And the Catholics, the Christians, they don't do that too. Okay, so they make these shallow impressions and shallow phrases like, oh, you have to have faith. Okay, what is faith? They don't know. And they would say, oh, all I have to do is like the Christ, the Lord Yahshua, died for me, and I'm saved. That's it. As long as I accept that, I'm all set. I'm Christian. See, that's the ultimate lie. That is a very big deceptive lie. Okay, and some of the people who claim themselves to be Christians, I try to make them realize, like, being a Christian, you have to respect and speak the truth. And these are liars. Okay, like, when there are so many lies in the world, everybody, almost in your case, almost everyone that you met is a liar. Okay, and I met so many liars too. But the thing is that these liars, I don't keep them as liars. I change them. They better change, or I don't keep them as friends. Okay, even the family members. Okay, they have to change. They have to learn to speak the truth. You don't know what truth is. You better learn what truth is. So, these lying people who think they're Christians, I meet them, and then I would question them, do you know the Ten Commandments? And this happened recently, less than maybe like 2 months ago. Christians, the so-called Christians, is not just one man, it's a group of people I met. But there's only like 3 or 4, maybe like 3 men together. We formed a group and started talking. It's not really a talk. It's kind of like a challenge talk. Like they put me in the situation where I need to challenge them. So I challenge them and say, okay, you're Christians. You know the Ten Commandments, and right away it's like a demon. The guy got angry and then he fled, denied. No, I don't know. But it's impression. Like, in a way, before I questioned that, he looked kind of like a weak and submissive and like kind of like a sleepy guy. But as soon as I asked the question, like, he became angry or he's alert, and then he got some kind of strength that he gained, and looked at me in the face and like, no, I don't know. It's like, like a worm that you sprinkle salt to the worm and it jumped up. And so I looked him in the eye and I told him, then you're not a Christian. And I'm telling you this too. You don't know 10 Commandments, you're not a Christian. If you do know 10 Commandments, and you have to understand it, now that you listen to this video, you understand it, then it's simply that you have to speak the truth all the time. You have to be respectful. You have to respect and speak the truth. Otherwise, you are not a Christian. So, all those people who go out there and claiming like, all I need to do is accept that this story, they think it's a story. They don't think this is the true event that happened, undeniable event that happened in history. Now, many people don't even think that way. They think this is some kind of a folklore or some kind of myth that happened. The story of the Lord Yahshua is not a myth. It's not a folklore. It's not a story. This is an actual event that happened. Okay? And they would tell you, these false Christians, as long as I accept this thing really happened and he died for me, that's it, I'm Christian. That's all I need. Because they learn from the Bible, right? After all this event, the resurrection, Pentecostal, the apostle became brave and they're not afraid to speak anymore. And then in those days, we don't have TV, we don't have like a video camera to record and play back to other people. Okay, all that these apostles can do is like travel to these places and tell people. So the first requirement when people listen to these apostles is that apostle will tell the story and they believe. But and people are forgetting the very important fact These apostles don't just travel with the words and tell people like some kind of storyteller, and then they just blindly have to believe. No, these apostles go around with the proof. Like they themselves were raising the dead and the curing, and they themselves performed many miracles, just like the Lord Joshua. And those were the proof. Okay, they didn't need video cameras and TV broadcasting and all the images, the pictures, and this and that. Okay, they had the proof. They proved with the acts. But the devil twist the story and lie and then say, oh, see, the apostle go around and then convert many people to Christians, and all they have to do was like, yeah, there was a man named Jesus. Okay, by the way, that's Lord Yahshua. Okay, the pronunciation Jesus, I believe that's like that's the Greek way of saying the name. You know, the real Hebrew pronunciation is Yahshua. So they would say, go around and tell a story, and then all you have to do is believe, just like the old Christians. And I said, like, if you accept that, then you are Christian. But no. The first step is, yeah, you have to believe the story. You have to be aware, you know. Let me change the word believe. You have to be aware of this event that happened. And then what happened? The next thing is like the apostles would baptize them. Okay, baptism. See, and that's what the Protestants don't have. They don't have the baptism. They're not baptized. And these apostles who baptize them, they have the authority. The Lord gave them the Holy Spirit, and then the Lord appointed them. These apostles, these pastors, are not appointed. They're nobody. They're liars. Okay, they're not priests. Okay, in the Catholic Church, somebody who's priest, okay, they ordain publicly, and there's something called apostolic successions. Okay, so the power of the priest, like people don't understand. So these are the future topics that I will discuss. But let me finish up what I'm saying. So apostle would tell the story or prove the story. You know, they prove it with the acts, like performing miracles, taking care of them, and then they accept that, and then they baptize. That's what modern day Protestants, they never baptize, or they are baptized in a lie by these false pastors. Okay, and then after they baptize, what happened? Okay, you worship God. And another sad thing, Protestants, even the Catholics too, nowadays, like many people don't understand the difference between prayer and worship. Prayer means you're talking to somebody, okay, especially God, or you're talking to a saint. Prayer means talk, okay? Worship, you only worship God. You don't worship anything else. So, you know, when say, oh, there's prayer to Mary, or prayer to Saint Michael, people think, they're worshiping Mary, or Saint Michael, or Saint Joseph, or whatever. They're talking to these saints. Okay, just like Jesus himself. The Lord Yahshua himself talked to Moses or Elijah, or, you know, Abraham talked to this and that and so on. So they don't understand the difference between prayer and worship. So when you worship, what do? Like you sacrifice. So before the Lord Yahshua, they will bring in goat and this and that. And the form of worship is also in the form of sin atonement. What is sin, by the way? We got to discuss that. A lot of people don't understand the word sin. And then atonement, like, and now we got to talk about forgiveness. Okay? So, sacrifice. That's what God said, you know, you have to sacrifice That's a form of worship. And then you got the altar, and you kneel, right? You prostrate yourself, like you humble yourself, like you. So all these form of these words and these acts, people don't understand anymore. So in the old days, like you got these animal sacrifices, and you don't do that anymore. You got the God sacrifice Himself. Okay, now we are talking about this is a Catholic word, the Eucharist, okay, or communion, the body and blood of God, right? And you eat the body and blood of God, and you call Eucharist. And we're talking about the event, and it's in the Bible. The Lord explicitly show to do that, right? In the Last Supper, right? This is my body, which will be given up for you, so that sins may be forgiven. Do this in memory of me. And this is the cup of my blood, blood of the new and everlasting covenant. It will be shed for you and for all, so that sins may be forgiven. Do this in memory of me. So that's the sacrifice that we've been practicing all the time. And they don't do that in the Protestant congregations, okay? Because when you do that, some of them try to imitate, okay, this form of sacrifice. So when you try to do the form of sacrifice, you have to be priest to perform the sacrifice, and it goes back to the Old Testament, their requirements. Remember, if you're not qualified, you're kind of a liar, God will kill you. Okay, there are many examples where even like people who are not clean, unclean, like come near the tabernacle, and the fire come out and burn them, or the priest, the false priest, burn them, and so on. So now we're talking about that. We have to talk about the tabernacle too. They don't have to. They don't have. These false Christians don't even know the word what tabernacle is. Okay, so in the Hebrew events and traditions, we got these the law given to Moses, kept in special casing, which is called tabernacle, and the Lord dwells in that. Okay, now when the Lord Yahshua came, it is God living with them. So you don't need the law anymore. So inside the tabernacle that we have in the Catholic Church, the Eucharist, okay, we have that. So all of those, the Protestants don't understand, and so these fake Christians, they don't understand. So they don't understand any of that. They don't even want to accept the 10 Commandments. This is what I'm talking about right here. And they would just reduce everything down to just saying, like, I just have to accept Jesus died for me, I'm saved. And then they use the word saved, like they are all set. They don't need to know anything else. They don't want to know anything else. They don't want to make effort. They don't want to hear anything. They are so complacent and comfortable, all done, as if they're in heaven already. They talk as if like, I'm saved, like there's nothing else left for me to do. I don't need to do anything else. I'm saved. The Lord died and He saved me. Yeah, the Lord, the event of the Lord's dying, okay, I don't want to discuss the topic in detail. It's deeper, but I just tell you roughly. He reopens the communication. There's a chance for you to go to heaven. He opens the door for you to be able to walk in. It's not like you already in heaven. Okay, so I just want to leave it at the point. A lot of Protestants, these Baptists, a lot of people who don't understand. They talk as if like they are all set. They don't need to know anything else. They don't need to do anything else. And all they're doing is they constantly, every day, every word, most of the words that they spoke, and all the activities they do, they just violating this. They are insulting and they are lying. And they call themselves Christians. Because they caught in the devil snare of lies. They don't even know how to be Christians. So all they do is like, yeah, I just need to accept the story. The Lord died for me and I'm saved. And then I'm going to move on to this word, heart. Okay? And they steal the words again in the Bible, like, oh, your heart. Lord rebuked, the Lord Joshua rebuked, I think it's some of the Pharisees and this and that, like they are saying with something, but in the heart, like, heart means like, in the intention, in the thoughts, what they really want to do. So it's a form of deception. But Lord used the word heart. Okay, in your heart, like you're corrupted and you're evil, like you want to do bad things, but under the circumstances, you just don't have the chance to carry out in action yet. So that's what heart means. So nowadays, these false Christians would use the heart, like, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to prostrate myself. I don't need to kneel when I worship God. I don't need to kneel when I pray. I don't need to do any sacrifices. I'm talking about the Eucharist. Okay, and I don't need to know the Ten Commandments. They don't need to know anything at all. It's like they just want to. So if you really summarize what they say, we're going back to this ultimate sin of the Lucifer and the people of the Tower of Babel. They're trying to claim that they're independent from God. They don't need anything else. They all set. They just need to live out the whimsical ideas and ways, whatever it is that they think. Like they think, hey, the God is in my heart. That's it. Why? Because I accepted that God died for me. I'm all saved. That's it. Like, because I accepted that, it's in my heart. Therefore, whatever it is I think, whatever it is I like to do, it must be all good because, like, God is in my heart. You see what's wrong? The evil acts, and what do they really want to do? What do people nowadays like to do? I already talked about that in my discussions, like young pretty girls, like they lie to the mothers, like they go out and having sex, and then that lie will eventually be caught. And who do they lie to next? The husband, like whoever it is they're gonna be married to. And when they do get married, they're practicing the form of lie. They lie to God and they lie to everybody who's gonna invite to the wedding. Okay, what else? The rich people, when they get rich, what do they want to do? They want to go away somewhere, go buy a mountain, go buy a house on a mountain or somewhere far, far away from people. Okay, they're practicing the independence from God. Okay, and that's what rich people like to do. And then they want to lie. They feel comfortable deceiving or nowadays we got the true dodger. I wrote down the word right here. That I'm kind of like skipping myself. Where is the true dodger or true denier? Like the lie exists. Oh, here it is. Right here. So lying is evil, and it has the powerful evil consequences. And some people know that they don't like it because even the liars, okay, whenever you lie something, you can feel it in your soul. You hurt in your soul, okay. So even the people who audaciously lie, they don't lie. Trust me. Like if you don't believe me, like you can come and test me. sit down, and I'm gonna make you tell a lie again and again, and let's see, like you keep on saying it. Like just by saying a lie, you feel bad. You feel bad, 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 and you're sinking when you're lying. Trust me, it's not good. Don't do it. Okay, so it's like a natural, it's like you punching yourself in the face. Like you don't want to do that. It's hurting you. So if somebody put you in a situation like you got to punch your face again and again, punch your own face again and again. So what do? Like you want to run away from that situation where you don't have to punch yourself anymore. So those are called true dodger. Okay. So the liars, yeah, liars are really evil people, but the true denier is like second dangerous person, second evil person. True deniers are disgusting. Like they don't go around lying to other people, but they know the truth. They just won't accept it. It's like I'll give you an example. There are evil cops, right? And the amount of evil cops that exists is like very small percentage. But the so-called good cops who don't go around doing evil things, they facilitate or they protect these evil cops. They see what's happening and they don't do anything about it. So that is an example of a true denier. They just deny the truth. They themselves don't lie. They deny the truth. And, compared to the amount of liar, the true denier, like, we got more percentage. Like maybe like, if I have to give in some mathematical number, the amount of liar that exists in the world, like maybe like 5%, right? And then the true denier is like maybe like 20%, 30%, and less than 40%. And then true dodgers, the rest of the people, are true dodgers. Okay? They don't deny truth or anything. They don't even want to put themselves in any situation about discussing the truth or facing the truth or anything. They just always run whenever they're in the situation where they have to talk about truth or hear about truth or anything. They just run. They never want to face it. So we got those kind of lies. Okay, liar is a lie. A form of liar is a form of lie, and then true denier is a form of lie that exists among people, and the true dodgers that they just run around. So I just want to discuss about that. Why? Because like if you fall within any of those people, any of those category of people, you're not a Christian. True Christians cannot lie. True Christians do not lie. Okay. So these things I wrote here: sacrifice, charity, work, repent, kindness, forgiveness, injustice. So you can see love. The very basic requirement of love don't require you to sacrifice, because people get confused. God saved mankind, the people, the humans, by sacrificing himself, proving, God works with proof. This is a proof to people, and this is proof to all his creation, to the angels too. Because you see, remember war in heaven, remember the existence of the devil. Okay? If God simply killed the devil, and there's no problem, no question asked, that's it. So what would God be? God would be dictator. You know, is like a form of, he's nothing but like people and the angels are nothing but robots. They have no choice. Remember the choice, the Christian concept, very important. Okay. So, but at the same time, God don't want to lose the people, and He proved to the devil by saving all these people. How does He do it? By sacrificing Himself. Okay, so that's like a form of God's love. And then nowadays, the lies floating in the world, okay, people think like when they love, like they have to sacrifice. And this lie is so powerful, it exists even within the church. Okay, and the church preaches, you know, to the people. I'm talking about Roman Catholic Church. I'm a Roman Catholic. So the church teaches people like, oh, the love, 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 love. And this topic that I'm discussing now, okay, you're not gonna hear from the priest. You're not gonna hear from the church. You're not gonna hear from the pastors. They don't clarify. Oh, by the way, before I have to talk about, you know, whenever, if you ever question a priest or somebody like a, what do you call, church authority, like your Sunday school teacher or faith formation teacher, whatever you call it, before you become a member of the church, Roman Catholic, right? You would go to school or preparation, and they would teach you like Corinthians. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Let me just make read love in the Bible. I'm just reminding myself to read that right here. Okay. So let me finish up. So yeah, back to what I'm talking about, sacrifice. The church put this word, charity work, number one. Okay, nowhere does the Lord Yahshua said that you have to do the charity work. That's like number one Christian's law. That's what I require of you. And even the church, all these stupid priests overlook the 10 Commandments. They don't even understand. Like I'm explaining to you crystal clear. 10 Commandments is nothing but respect and speak the truth. And they don't speak the truth because like all they want you to do is like give your money away, practice charity work. Okay? And they make you think when you're giving your money away, you're helping the poor and this and that. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but who you helping really is like number one person that you're helping is the priest. Okay, the place there, that's where your money goes to. And then other people who are making business through the church, like people, you know, who are making the furnitures and carpets and anything the church needs, the envelopes and telephone and website, computer, they all making money off from your donation. They want you to do that. And then the poor, the later. Okay, and then there are ways to really help the poor. Okay, that I will cover, which I wrote down. This will be a future topic. Okay, right here. That's what God wants you to do. Okay, not this charity work right here. If you really care about the poor, this is what you have to do. Christian community and collaboration. Okay, not just simply giving your money away. Like you have to teach somebody who's hungry to fish. You have to teach them to fish instead of go back the fisherman and then give the fish to them. Okay, that's not good. And in reality, they don't even do that. So charity work is not love. Okay, it's like an embellishment. It's like a tree. Okay, you can uh, point out to the branches and leaves and say, oh, okay, all those things, uh, that's tree. But without the foundation, without the roots in the ground where the roots are standing, there is no tree. Okay, so you can be doing the charity work, just like in the scenario, the example I gave you. The mother, like broke the phone, and then now like buy the phone back for the kid or whatever, but lie. Okay, like she didn't tell the kid like she broke the phone. So that's charity work is like money involved. Like you are giving money to make somebody happy. But if you are a liar, you lie to this person. Amount of money that you spend for this person don't undo any of the lies that you said. The only way to undo your lie is by confessing and change. Don't be a liar anymore. Like merely confessing, like, I lied to you. I'm sorry. Okay, you're sorry. Don't do it again. But you would do it again, then you're not sorry, and you violate the sins. That's the forgiveness, the law of forgiveness that we got to talk about later. So sacrifice, so this charity work and sacrifice. Okay, a lot of people, the Christians, they claim, go around preaching that, but it really scares them. Because it's very difficult. Because when you sacrifice, basically somebody would come to you. They say that you go and attend mass, and then you come out of the mass, and there's a guy, a drunk or homeless guy, or whatever the reason may be, he needs money. Now you got to give your money, or you're not a Christian. Okay, you're not practicing charity work, and you're not sacrificing yourself. Or sometimes, like, okay, what do you sacrifice? You sacrifice money or even your life. Okay, somebody getting shot or something, like you got to like try to save that person, like gambling with your life, whatever. So, okay, I give you another scenario, like organ transplant. Okay, you love your father so much, like, okay, he needs a liver or something. You're gonna give your liver to your father, or else you don't love this person. You see that? So all those scenarios that go around in the world that scare the Christians, and they became hypocrites. They just stay away from everyone else because, like, they got to do all these things. They got to give the money away. They got to give away the things, their organs and their lives and everything, until they got nothing left. And then being poor and needy and stupid, that becomes like a definition of being Christian. It's not true. You don't have to do all those. Those are just embellishment. Okay, all you have to do, respect and speak the truth, and you are true Christians. Because all the scenarios I gave you, okay, like for example, a guy needing money, begging for money at the church door, okay, and you can speak the truth, like, why do you need money? And you find out. Or the guy will say, oh, I just need to go home on a bus. Okay, I'll take you home. Come in my car. And the guy will say, oh, my family needs money. I'm gonna be evicted from my home soon. Whatever, lately, recently, a guy approached me like that. So I stood there talking. He approached me saying, like, oh, I need prayer. Okay, I pray with you. So I said Lord's Prayer together with him, and that was it. And then somehow he didn't say it explicitly, but implicitly in regard to that, like, oh yeah, yeah. He went around with a bucket, and then he said, he's washing cars for people. Like, he's hinting like he wants to wash my car, but he's not really washing car. He got like the stupid that the crude bucket and the little sponge thing. I don't know how to say that. The thing that you find in the gas station, like some kind of wiper to wash the windshield. The point is, like, he's not really gonna like wash your car. He just wants money, but he's lying to himself and to you, pretending like he's working for it. So I just told him the truth. Like, I don't need the car wash, okay? And then he started telling his story. He's gonna be evicted from his home. I said, okay, where's your home? And then he started flipping on his phone like, this is my wife, this is my dog, this is my kid, and whatever. I thought, I want to go there. Of course, he's not going to take me there. They probably don't even exist. Like, he said he has a car and this and that. Oh, you have a car. Okay, because he doesn't have money, it's not registered and this and that. Well, you can sell your car. I can, help you sell it. I advertise it for you and this and that. And then he said he can do work. And he's a mechanic. So I start testing him whether he can. The point is, like, this guy's a liar. He just wants to make a few bucks, like $3-4 bucks. As he's talking, I can smell the alcohol from his breath. He's drunk, and he's probably a drug addict too, But I'm not sure, I don't know. But most likely he's a drug addict. He definitely is alcoholic because I can smell it, right? And he's definitely a liar. So what do I have to do? I just practice the Christian law, speak the truth. I speak the truth to him. And I didn't brush him away. I didn't like say anything mean. I didn't insult him. All right, all this, I just know you all of a sudden, right? But okay, you're having all these problems or whatever. Like, I don't know how to help you, but I'll think about something. Like, let's exchange phone number. I give him my phone number. I get his phone number. And because of all this problem that he has, he didn't this problem that just didn't pop up to him from yesterday. It's like an ongoing long problem. Okay, so how does he get all these problems? He's going to be evicted tomorrow. Right, so I took his phone number and I thought of it. Okay. I'm going to give him a real work. Okay, there's a car that I'm fixing. I'm going to really employ him, like make him clean up some parts and this and that. So I thought of an idea. Right? And then when I got home, I texted him. I called him. I texted to him and I said, I want to talk to you. Like, call me. Like, can I call you? He said, I'm busy. But he never called back. He said, like, as soon as he's done or whatever he's doing, like, he's going to call back. He never called back. And then, like, a few days later, he sent me some link or something, like, to make money, or some membership. If I sign up for membership, he gets, like, some kind of a reward from Temu.com or whatever. So the point is that you see the sacrifice and charity work. Right? You don't need to be hiding and like be afraid like you gotta give your money away to any random stranger, or you gotta another scenario like, okay, you gotta be kind. Right? Somebody like insult you, say something bad, or like punch you or rob you, and you can't fight back because you're Christians. That's not true. Somebody try to rob me or punch me, push me in the fight or whatever. He tried to kill me, he punched me, I'm gonna break his face, and I'm gonna fight him back, right? Like if he dies or if he got his nose broken or teeth come out, it's not my fault. Okay, he's attacking me, I can defend myself. He tried to kill me, right? Whatever it is, like he using knife or stick or whatever, I can fight him back, and if he dies too. So you see, like, you just need to practice the truth. But what's happening in the world is like Christians, they don't understand all these concepts, and it's all so blurry to them. All they can do is like, you claim yourself Christian, you hiding from the rest of the world. You can't let anyone know. Because like, if somebody knows that you're Christians, you got to be practicing charity work, and you got to be sacrificing yourself, and you got to be hiding from these evil, bad people who's gonna try to like beat you up and kill you too, because you're Christian. You cannot fight back. You got to be peaceful. You see, all of these are not true. It's lies. So again, why am I talking about these? Like this charity work, sacrifice, and the kindness. It doesn't define love. These are just embellishment. Repent. Hold on a second. I have to get that out of the way. The repent, it goes together with the forgiveness. So these three, people try to define the word love with those three: sacrifice, charity, work, and kindness. Okay, and that's no foundation. Like, it's nice to do those. Like, you can do those, but you don't need to do those in order to say you practice the law of love. And another thing that people do is injustice and favoritism. Okay? Like your brother or your mother or somebody in your family that you love, even your close friend. If it's your close friend doing something wrong, he's insolent, and he's doing drugs, or he's insulting other people, and then are you protecting him, and you will fight for him, you will do anything, for this person against a stranger you don't know, right? But the fact that somebody else is stranger and this person is your friend or your family, right? So what are you doing? Are you practicing love? Are you loving this person? No, you're not practicing love. You are practicing injustice, favoritism. You are practicing favoritism and partiality. Okay, that's not love. It's just, in a way, that's hate, and you are practicing evil. So I guess that covers everything. So the rest of what I wrote here, like you can see it, I cover them later. Okay, maybe I can cover this part right here that I wrote, being a Christian, because I just want to cover number one requirement of being Christian. You got to be obedient to 10 Commandments. Okay, but that's not all. There are other requirements as well, but that's number one. That's most important. The 10 Commandments, like speak the truth, respect and speak the truth. Anything else that you do without that, you're not Christians. So just like these fake Christians or these Protestants or Roman Catholics, do all these unchristian things as well, unchristian activities. So what's happening is, like, people read the Bible. People, even if they don't read it, they hear a little story here and there and so on, right? And then they try to imitate God. They try to imitate the Lord Joshua. I tell you a ridiculous story I heard from a girl. She thinks she's a Christian. She's harmless person, whatever. But she's a little liar, and she doesn't even know she's a liar. Like goes around telling, and she thinks she's a Christian, and she doesn't really read the Bible. And she's a lazy person. She's a lazy, arrogant, and how should I put it? Lazy, arrogant, and selfish person. All those we gotta cover. I gotta cover the 7 deadly sins too, because any form of evil person, you can point out, like, what are they violating? Okay, are they compliant with this definition of love? right? And chances are they're not. But besides this, there's seven deadly sins. As you can see, like the people who violate, the evil people, that they are not in compliance with the seven deadly sins as well. So what's happening, like the girl that I'm talking about, in her case, right? They're confused, or they confuse themselves, or they kind of lie to themselves. I know this girl very well. I had deep conversations with him, and she has the ability to know what's right and what's wrong, what's true. Okay, but if you lie to yourself long enough and often enough, you will start to believe your own lie. And that's what's happened to a lot of people, and this girl too. So what's happening is like they know the story about the Lord feeding, the multitude of people from a few fish and some loaf of bread, right? And she told me a story. Like she works at the some supermarket, employee of the supermarket, and she said she bought a bread to some guy or some woman, or I don't know, for somebody. She bought a bread, and then she came and told me the story that she thinks she's the Lord Christ. Like she see herself like she's giving bread to those multitude of people, like she's performing some kind of miracle. And I told her, like, you buying bread for somebody, like you practicing charity work, okay, that's fine, but you're not the Lord Yahshua, okay, and you can't be the Lord Yahshua. That is God. The Lord, Word of God, is God, okay, and people try to be God. Like they read about the Lord driving out the demons, the feeding the people, raising the dead, and then the Lord teaching people to follow Him, the kingdom of God. So all those things, like they put themselves, they start believing they are the character that they read in the Bible, and they start thinking they are the Lord Christ, and then they try to raise the demon and feed the poor. They do everything that they read. But what they don't do is that when the Lord told them explicitly, like, okay, obey the Ten Commandments, and we can't follow the Lord anymore because He's not with us. But he told Peter, okay, Peter, what, do you love me? Tend to my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. He said 3 times. So, and, Peter told us what to do, what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to do this. If you really want to be Christians right here, you have to build a Christian community, and you have to collaborate with other Christians. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. And you can't follow, if you want to follow the Lord, it's right there. And that will be another topic. It's not what you think it is. Because people just want to reduce that down to pretty much, okay, I'm a Christian. I go to my pastors. I'm talking about the Protestants. Listen to this liar talks all kind of nonsense, and they don't even know that they don't have God in the building, and they just practicing like absurd activities. It's not even worship or anything. It's the form. They go there and they support lies. That's what they do. Okay, if you are Protestant, and if you are Roman Catholic or within the church, you go there and you kind of deny the truth. These people, they are like, they support the liars, Protestant, or the Catholic, they deny the truth and they got all kinds of problems, and they don't fix the problem. Okay, Catholic, whether you're a Protestant, you're not even in the church, so you can't fix the problem. But if you correct yourself in the church, are you all set? No, there are a lot of problems. You're supposed to take your time. You're supposed to spend your life and your money, your energy, and you collaborate, work together with other people to fix it. Other people, I mean like regular people, and not just with the priests. And the priests themselves, there are all kinds of problems. I talk about all that later. Okay? So, don't try to imitate the Lord God, Yahshua, like in a sense, like, well, you're trying to raise the dead and you try to speak in tongue. There are a lot of like lying lowlifes out there who try to like say they merely talking gibberish, and then say they think, or they really lie to each other, to me, to other people, that they speak in tongue. Like, if you're speaking in tongue, how come I'm not hearing? I'm not understanding what you're saying. And you think you speak in tongue, right? Go and talk to a Chinese person, and you don't speak Chinese, but he will understand you. He will know what you're saying. And quickly, I just want to summarize this event of Pentecostal. First of all, when the Holy Spirit came, it didn't come to everybody. All those people, right, the follower, the Christians, the people who are supposed to be listening, right, they don't speak in tongues. They're supposed to be listening. The apostles are the one who talk. Okay, these are 12 apostles, like Peter, Paul. Paul's not there yet. Peter, James, John, Matthew, and so on. Right? They start talking, and then the people in that town, the citizens of the town, listen. There are pilgrims there too. There are foreigners there, right? And they listen and they start hearing. And all the preachers out there, okay, and the Catholic priests, many people out there don't understand that. They don't even read that clearly. It's right in the Bible. Go read that, and you will see that. People start talking and they understand each other. Right? So that they lie to each other, and they think they're supposed to be speaking in tongue too. You don't have to speak in tongue. You're not required, because you're not a preacher. You're not an apostle. Okay? And they're like people I met, the Protestant congregations. The lying lowlife try to teach classes, like they try to teach the kids, the teenagers and the kids, like how to speak in tongue. Oh my God, you can't learn how to speak in tongue. So, you see, the idiots out there, they try to imitate God. Like, they try to drive out demons and this and that. Like, no. And then, another problem that I see is that they learn about Isaiah or Jeremiah or Elijah or Apostle Paul or Peter or John, all those apostles, what they do, and they start thinking they're apostles too. Okay, all those like stupid idiots, this is what they're supposed to do. Practice the 10 Commandments, definition of love. Always speak the truth. Always respect and speak the truth. They don't do that. This is what they want to do. They want to be like God. They think they are Jesus or the Lord Yahshua. They think they are Paul or Peter or John, and they want to go around and drive out demons, and they want to feed the poor, and they want to raise the dead too. Oh my goodness. So you see what's wrong? All of these are just form of lies. These are the lies floating around in the world. And these are the topics I will cover later. Okay, the sin is mistake, and what is sin? This I will cover. Now, truth, right? So speak the truth. And notice I use the word truth with little s, because there are all kinds of truths in the world, and pretty much don't lie. So we don't know what truth is. Okay. So how do you know what truth is? Like truth is public. Anything that you think is true, if you it's something that you cannot say publicly, you're embarrassed, or somehow it's not public, then it's not true. But what about the public display of truth, the so-called truth, like a gay parade? That's not true. Okay. So all because something public is not true, but if it's not public, it's not true either. Definitely nothing, no secret is the truth. Okay. But here's a formula God gave you to find the truth. Like, pretty much, you want to learn the truth, you talk among yourself, you discuss, you make discussions, and you pray together, and then you discuss about whatever it may be. And I will be among you to guide you. So that's why, like, how come, like, when you pursue education, why do you have to go to school in a classroom among other people, right? If you are in a high school level, this is not, even a low level high school, even at the high school level, like, you got to do the class project and assignments and this and that. Some of the assignments, even at high school level, you have to present it to the classroom. Okay. Why can't it be just between you and your teacher, and it's all done? Why do you have to need to other people? Why do you have the need to speak to other people? Because it has to be public. If it's not public, it's not true. And me holding bachelor degree and the master degree and this and that, like the higher the education goes to, it has to be more and more public. Like, you cannot get your bachelor degree in secret. Okay, you cannot get your PhD in secret. Now you got to make your project and presentations and very formal. Like when you get your master degree presentation or PhD presentation, not just in your college, it has to be advertised. And theoretically, other people from outside the world can come and listen to your thesis presentation. They have to be able to come there. Okay? And if they cannot do that, then you cannot get your thing. An honorary degree is another story. But even if you receive an honorary degree, right, a lot of people who are doing the public work, right, the world knows you already, right, whatever work that you do. And that's why some institution give you honorary degree, and you don't need to get the program, to get the degree, because like your work is already done in the public eye. So you see, the idea of truth is pretty much, it has to be public, and then like it doesn't have to be a big deal like those public, like thesis presentation and this and that. Like you can have just another person, just two of you, right? You want to discover the truth, pray together, whatever it may be. You can discuss about mathematics or chemistry or biblical reading, anything at all. That's how you find the truth. Okay? And right here, I already presented what I was talking about. Like a lot of evil people, this idea of like trying to imitate God or apostle, I think comes from definitely the arrogance, stupidity, but they're not really stupid. Like people I know who try to do all that. The girl, for example, yeah, she's a harmless girl, whatever. She thinks she's a good person. She doesn't even know that she's a liar. Only after she met me, as I talked, I pointed out, and she started realizing, oh yeah, I'm not Christian, I'm a liar. But yeah, it takes very hard effort for people to change. I changed her a little bit, and maybe she'll change more. But people don't change overnight. It's very uncomfortable, whatever it may be that somebody try to change, because like everything needs to change. So these are the topics that I will cover in future, like forgiveness. I already touched that a little bit. Peace, very important word. Sins, truth, I touched that already too, right here. And what it means, safe. Safe in a sense like, safety from violent criminal and this and that, we already discussed that a lot of Christians, the so-called, the false Christians, believe, yeah, I accept the story, like the Lord Yahshua died for me and he saved me from my sins and that's it, I'm saved. And so, no, that's a lie. And then this is very important. This is what we're really supposed to do. And this is hidden or disappearing from the world. This is like what everybody afraid. Okay? If you really want to be Christian, that's what you're supposed to do. And I told to everyone, I try to do that with all my close friends, everybody, and everybody fear that. Because this requires work. You're supposed to do the work. See the word collaboration. You're supposed to live together, and you're supposed to live for God together with other people. What people like to do is like, yeah, I go to work, and I work with all these other non-Christians and other evil people. They practice lies and insult over there. They're not Christian. That's fine. As long as I have money, I make money. It's fine. I don't want to know other people are Christians. I don't want to know who other Christians are. We all hide. We all make money. We all sin together, or we facilitate sin. The boss that you're working for, the institution that you're working for, or company that you're working for, behind that you will see it's evil. It's the devil. It's really the devil that you're working for. But Christians don't have their own way of supporting their life. There is no such thing as Christian work. Even like Christian schools, I can talk about like trying to work for Christian school and this and that and that. I talked about just this too. And the Christian school in my area that scared the hell out of the idiot. He doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Because he knows that his so-called Christian school, the Christian prep school, me hiring me as a teacher, he's the one who approached me like, oh, in order to work in our school, you have to be a Christian. I told him, I'm a Christian. Are you a Christian? Like, I just throw these simple 2 rules. And that scared him. He's not Christian. So this is what we're supposed to have. Like Christian community, Christian workplace, Christian business place, and then the Christian school, okay? Because in order to make money, in order to have business, you have to have skills. So how do you get the skills? From education, from learning. It has to be Christian too. And then when you have those two, the education and business, the true Christian education and business, then you can have a Christian church. But without that, you can't. Everything will be just lie. So that's what we need to discuss in details. Okay, and then you got to correct the church from within, and what it means baptism and the definition of church. We already discussed a little bit. Number one thing, what it means to be Christians. Okay, and then there's other thing like this, building a Christian community and collaboration, and understanding or practicing forgiveness and peace and understanding the sins and so on. And the word judge, right? These are the future topics that we'll discuss. All right. Well, I hope you like my presentation and you accept. Whatever you disagree or agree, please comment, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you wanna discuss further, my website and email. Reach out and talk. Thank you and God bless you. I have to add this. So, definition of love, especially the priests and within the church, if you question them, they're gonna try to teach you. They're gonna throw this to you. Corinthians 13. If I speak in tongue, I already covered that. What it means tongue. I think this is talking about the apostles and the priests, the teachers. By the way, the role of the church is not the facilitator. Role of the church should not be a facilitator of charity work. Charity work is not the number one role of the church. It's not the number one duty of the church. The duty of the church is to lead the Christians and to teach them. And nowadays, we don't have these priests or the leaders who are smart enough to lead and teach. They're stupid and they're so weak. So anyway, if I speak in tongue of man or angel but do not have love, I'm only resounding gong or planting chamber. So this is poetical. This still is not revealed. I already revealed to you explicitly what love is. Truth and respect. So let's see if we can find that. Because this is what the church use. Okay? And they don't understand what it is. So let's see if I'm compliant. If this phrase, because this is what you will see explicitly in the Bible, right? But even like so-called explicit thing, because in order to understand what I'm telling you, you have to really try to extract out of the big picture, because there is no one or two pages or even one book that teaches you what love is. Only all the books, if you think hard enough about the Ten Commandments, you will get the idea. But you will find the Ten Commandments like this, in this format, and people get confused. They don't understand. They won't reach to the two simple words that I summarize for you, or that I simplify for you. God simplified that with the word love, and the people get stuck. And the word love is not so simple. So if I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom mystery and all knowledge, if I have the faith that can move mountains, but I do not have love, I am nothing. So I said the word faith, God explained to people, like, you have no faith, that's why you cannot move the mountain and this and that. Because God never lied. God's words are so powerful, He can move the mountains. That's what it means, faith, like speaking the truth. Okay, so in a way, it's saying like, if you don't speak the truth, then you don't have love, or you're nothing. If you don't have love, you're nothing. So this is poetical, because God spoke in poetical way, and He didn't deny that. We can see that in the Psalms and a lot of the prophet talking and so on. So this word, the favorite form of the church, especially the priests, the official, Roman Catholic priests, and many people in the church in the old days, the monks, they use this a lot. So this is kind of encrypted and poetical. So what we're seeing in this line is kind of like a circular reasoning. Okay, so like you have the faith, like your words are so powerful, yet you don't have love. That means like even though your words are powerful, your words are not true, then you're nothing. So I don't know, if you understand what I'm trying to say, but suppose that it's not clear. Let's just leave it there, and let's go on and read more. If I give all I possess to the poor, and give my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, gain nothing. So there, I already covered that in my video. I say, yeah, the charity work is not love. Sacrifice is not love. It's right there, explicit. You see? So again, like, there's a mystery. Like, so what is love? So you may think over here, like, I think over here we're talking about kindness. Okay? Maybe like because it says like, oh, you have to faith, like you can move mountains. Like, God can move mountains because God do not lie. God's words are always true. So the mountain moves. Anything will obey God. But you do not have love. So if you do not have love, so it's like hitting here, then still like, so what am I missing? People may think, I think over here, God is talking about like, yeah, your words are powerful, but you don't have kindness and you don't practice charity work, then you're nothing. But over here, that it explains that no, you do practice charity work and whatever, but you do not have love. So that this kind of undo whatever you tended to think here. So this is like a poetical description. It's not all clear, but definitely if you read this line, then you will know, over here that we're not talking about kindness, we're not talking about sacrifice, but this definitely say, do not be boastful, do not be what you call, do not have vanity. Was the don't have prideful, or don't be arrogant. Yeah, don't be arrogant. But definitely, yeah, like arrogant people, they are so blinded. When somebody is so arrogant, like it's very difficult to do anything with that person. You can't talk and you can't do anything. It's just the only thing that you can do with the arrogant person is lie to the person. What do you mean? How do you lie to the arrogant person? You just flatter this person. Flattery is nothing but lying. So this definitely teaches you don't be arrogant, but it teaches you like, yeah, practicing charity work is not love. So what is love? Oh, here we go. Love is patient. Okay, love is kind. So kindness. Okay, these are embellishment. I told you these are embellishment. Like, is this the foundation of love? So being patient. Okay, how patient can you be? If somebody is lying to you, okay, and you don't let this person know that he's lying or she's lying, and you're just gonna like wait. Is it patient? So in a way over here, patience, God is talking about change. Okay, you practicing patience, like you hoping somebody's gonna change. So change from what? They're doing something wrong. Okay, so we're talking about like repent and forgiveness. Okay, so something is wrong and then you're waiting for this person to change. So love is kind. Okay, so kindness, I said that's not the foundation, but so let's just leave it here because this is poetical, expression, and the meaning is revealed line by line, letter by letter. Okay, over here, love does not envy. So this is reference to the Ten Commandments, right there. Like, coveting, like envy, like you wanting your neighbor things, like, or don't want that. So I already covered that. So when you are like wanting or envy, that means like you practicing form of lie, right? I already explained that. So love does not envy. So it says like love does not lie, right there. And then love does not boast. We already covered that. So this is like a repetition over here. I may boast, like you cannot be arrogant. If you love, you cannot be arrogant. So what's arrogant? Love do not boast. Like don't flatter. Don't flatter. Like I already told you what flattery is. Flattery is lying. Like you have to speak the truth. So love do not envy. Like don't lie. And do not boast. Don't lie. It is not proud. So we already covered that. Envy, the arrogant, and pride, same thing. So like being proud. What is being proud? Being proud is nothing but lying to yourself. Okay? So over here, we can see all of these, like don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. Okay, so, but we got to clarify this. Love is patient. Over here, love is like you're waiting for somebody to change. Right? The kindness. So the kindness, what is kindness? But it already explained right here. Kindness is not just giving your things away. But if you give your things away, that's not love. So what is kindness? Okay, like this left to be discovered, but this is like waiting for a change. And what is kindness? Let's read more. Does not dishonor others. It's not self-seeking. So dishonor, right there, I already told you. Dishonor means you insult. Like don't insult. Okay, don't insult. And self-seeking, that's like lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself and others, like doing the personal gain. So don't lie, right? It is not easily angered. Okay. So now we got this word, anger. Because in order to understand anger, like you got to know the 7 deadly sins. Like anger is a problem. Because when you're angry, it makes you blind. Now you don't know what's right and what's wrong anymore, and you start sinning. You lose your mind. So don't get confused with anger and strength. And by the way, and then God punish people, and then sometimes like in the Bible it expressed like God is angry. Okay, but anger is associated with the demons too. The anger is a demon. So this word anger, okay, we have some room to define that later. Okay, it keeps no records of wrong. It keeps no record of wrong. Okay. So if you're wrong with something, you have to resolve that, and you have to clarify that. Like you have to ask for forgiveness, and if somebody forgives you, that's it. You forget and then move on. That's the law of forgiveness, which I said I will cover later. So it's showing right here, because like in order to be Christians, like all of these, like they are all intertwined with each other. The word forgiveness, love, and peace. These words that I said I will cover. Okay, they are kind of like linking to each other. So let's move on. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. This is so clear right here. I told you. Like, speak the truth. So love does not delight in evil. So evil, what is evil? Okay, trust me. All the lies lead to evil. Evil is defined by all the lies, all these little lies here and there. Okay, like you may think like evil is raping somebody and killing somebody and stealing. I told you, like, stealing itself is a form of lie. Okay, and when you lie, people lie to each other, lies travel around, and you trade lies, and lies exist and float around. It gets to war and killing, fighting, and death. Okay, but trust me, the root of evil is lying and insult. When you insult someone, people will fight and kill. So it always protects, always trust. See it right here, trust. Trust me, speak the truth. Okay, always hope and always persevere. So hope now goes back to this word like patient, like you hoping somebody to change. And the kindness, kind, is not giving something, present charity work to the poor. So let's try to define, like decode this poem more. Love does not delight, but always persevere. Okay, so the word persevere is still going back to patient. Okay, so something is clearly wrong, and you have to try to correct it. Okay, so love never fails. So truth. But truth would always triumph over lie and evil. Eventually, like even if somebody dies, right, and that is for God. Okay, that is not the end of anything. Like truth will always be there, and life is eternal. But where there are prophecy, they will cease. So God was saying the prophets, whatever they talked about, right? When they fulfill, of course, like it's done, it's ceased. Where there are tongues, they will be still. So these are words, right? There's words right there, and then when there is knowledge, it will pass away. So, like, for example, people know how to travel with the buggies, but now you don't need buggies anymore. You have cars, right? And so we know part the prophecy, for we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is it? In part disappear. So now I get the picture of what it's trying to say in whole. Okay? Because truth, this is talking about truth. And remember I told you the truth is, it has to be public. You don't know what truth is. Because like, honesty is not always truth. The drug addicts, a lot of evil people are very honest. They don't hide like, I let you do drugs, and they find another person, another drug addict, and they become close friends, and together they do drugs or they drink together. And the whores are, a lot of whores are very honest. They whore and they practice whore publicly. They practice their prostitution, and so the point is that all because somebody say I'm a drug addict, you speak the truth, I like you, like you are an honest person. right? Yeah, he's practicing honesty, but that's not true. The truth is like you should not be a drug addict or you should not be a whore. That's what he's talking about right here. Okay, the knowledge will pass away because like whatever it is that you think you know prophecies, right? Even the prophecies, right? People don't know what Isaiah is saying, what Jeremiah is saying. Like, even like the prophecies that haven't come yet, the revelations, okay? We don't know the whole truth. And when the whole truth happens, then we know that it's all gone, the prophecy. That's what we're talking about. The truth, the whole truth. You have to go towards looking for the truth. Just like in mathematics and physics or chemistry, whatever the knowledge that we know, right? It's keep on getting corrected, and we are going more and more towards the truth. Whatever it is that we think we know about electricity or electromagnetism, and more truth is coming. And we don't even know how the AC current or DC current behave. And we think like electron flow, electron like do not flow from negative to positive. But the current, we know it flows from positive to negative because like in electromagnetism, now we got this positive ion flowing. Now you got to understand what positive ion is, and then and when you really try to understand the positive ion, you realize this behavior of electron. What we think that we know in electromagnetism is just a model, and we don't really know the true behavior, how it really is. But just like we try to describe the atom, okay, like we got electron, positive, proton, and neutron, and nucleus. We think we know, but we try to describe that in the model. But the model is not always the truth. Model is not always what it is. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. Okay, the prophecy, like whatever Jeremiah was talking about at the time, when it really happened, now you know what it is. The knowledge that you know, right, now it becomes the whole truth. So over here is pretty much the encouragement to find the whole truth. Right here, completeness comes. Okay, what it is in part, the little things that you know that not complete, incomplete truths, the little form of lies, okay, or not the whole truth. Remember, like when you go to courtroom, like do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the whole truth? That's what we're talking about right here. Okay, for we know in part and we prophesy in part. That means in part means it's not the whole truth, but we completeness. But when completeness comes, where is this in part disappear? So pretty much, God is like describing truth is important, the whole truth, and of course the whole truth is God is truth. Okay, the truth with the capital. You take God out of the picture with anything, nothing will make sense anymore. The whole creation fall apart. Okay, so you see the definition of love is fully compliant with what I'm talking about. So now we can go back to saying love is patient. Like, yeah, be patient to find the whole truth right here. Okay, because of whatever it is that you think you know with anything at all, if you're content and hold on to that and without really struggling to go after the whole truth, then it will fail. The love never fails. And love is kind. So again, the kindness is already defined for you. It's not practicing charity work or sacrifice, like giving away your money to the poor. Don't mean you are you practicing love. So you see, I close my case. Okay, and this thing, when I was a man, when I was a child, I talked like a child, and the reason like a child, when I became a man, I put away the childish thing behind me. So this kind of like giving definition back to this whole truth thing. Like God is encouraging you to go after the whole truth. So what would happen if you go after the whole truth, whatever it may be? You may be talking about mathematics or chemistry or physics or whatever. You can be talking about archaeology or scripture. That whenever you go after the whole truth, that behind all that you will find God. The whole truth. The whole truth is God. The Creator is the whole truth. Okay, you can find God in mathematics. You can find God in physics. You can find God within creation. Anyway, just go after, stick to the truth, and you will find God. That's what it's talking about. So that's what it is, like talking about, like thinking like a child and thinking like a man. For now, we see only a reflection in the mirror. Then we shall see face to face. So I think this over here, we're talking about seeing God. Now I know in part, then I shall know truly, even as I'm fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. Like greatest love, always love. Again, so the definition of love. So it's kind of like a circular, poetical, like like how the poets write poems. It hides the meaning of something, or make it interesting, mysterious, and then it gives definition and make you think about it, and you think more and you find what it is. So all of these that we read so far is in full compliance with this: respect and truth. Right there. Okay? But a lot of priests that I talk to, okay, they won't dare to discuss that or explain that to you. They would just throw this to you. I try to push the discussion, deeper discussion, with a few of the priests, and they just want to run around. They just started acting so unreasonably, like a demon. They start acting like a clown, and they start throwing insult to me. They think like I'm making them do something. How should I put it? I don't know. They don't take it seriously, or they can't. They want to reduce it down to something like a joke, because the truth is that they don't understand what they're reading. And they may have to talk about that in the seminaries. Or the point is they never really thought about it, and they never really understood it. Okay, because this is a poem that you're reading right here. It's a poetical description, and like within the circular reasoning, and then words are hitting, and then definitions come later. So, I rest my case. So that's all that you will ever find in the Bible. Okay, the definition of love, right there. But you will be lost, because it's like, if you don't really try to think about and reason like I just explained to you, you will just be lost with the word at the end. What is love? Love is love, and you won't understand. Okay, but I already explained that to you. Love is simply this. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.